Hi everyone, and welcome back to Fasting into Fall with Angela. This is week 10, and I am coming in from a very stressful week, as some of my followers have also had very stressful weeks given the election results and everything that kind of took place with social media kind of like blowing up and everyone glued to their TVs. I feel like this week has probably been one of the most stressful weeks that I have had in probably months, maybe even since I started this journey. So week 10, I have lost, are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? 0.2 pounds. I was shocked that I didn't gain this week because I overate, I think 3 days, where I even stopped tracking because I was so stressed out. And I had not even really danger foods in the house. I just had foods that I could overeat, if that makes sense. So I had like protein powder that I was mixing with water and putting on rice cakes. But I wasn't just doing 1 scoop and then 2 rice cakes. I was doing 2 scoops and 4 rice cakes because I was so stressed out. And instead of realizing what I was doing and taking a moment to just step back, I overate. And like I said, I did that for 3 consecutive days. So I am absolutely shocked that I stayed the same weight. Basically stayed the same way. So I wrote down 10 different strategies to help with stress eating, just because I feel like maybe you guys had, a stressful week this past week, and maybe, I'm not real sure, but maybe there's going to be, stressful moments that are, going to be in the future, things that are just going to be, coming up. The holidays are coming up, and sometimes the holidays can be stressful as well. So I just kind of wanted to go over 10 different things to look at if you are in that, oh my God, I'm going to stress eat, and what to do during that time. So I did write a whole bunch of stuff down. So the first one is develop awareness. And I wrote down, think about when, what, where I stress eat, and be aware. When am I stress eating? What is happening in that very moment as to why I am shoving things in my mouth? Shoving food in my mouth. And what is it about? What is making me do this? And where am I at the present moment that it is happening? Am I in my house? Am I out with friends and everyone else is, having that slice of pizza, so I'm going to too, or everyone else is, having a few drinks, and instead of, getting some iced tea with, non-sweetened iced tea, or, a cup of coffee or something like that, I'm gonna have that alcohol drink with tons of sugar in it and carbs. There's just different things. So like I said, develop awareness, be aware of your surroundings, what, where, and why it's happening. Number 2, don't restrict. And I put down on here, research shows that restricting leads to overeating and can increase stress, which I know is true. Sometimes when I am restricting my calories, which I'm pretty much always in a calorie deficit, that can really stress out not only your body, but also your mind. And sometimes when we restrict too much, our body goes into that severe starvation mode. And once you start getting out of that starvation mode, you binge and you eat and you eat and you eat. So don't restrict. Number 3 is identify your triggers. Remove trigger foods from your house. Mine are very simple, but very weird, my trigger foods, obviously no sugar, carbs, stuff like that. But peanut butter, peanut butter for me is a trigger food. It is healthy, and there are healthier options out there, but the healthier options out there have turned into my trigger foods as well. So I also think that not only do you need to be aware of trigger foods, but then you also need to say to yourself, okay, where's my discipline? I need, like, and there's going to come a day where I'm going to have to say to myself, Angela, you're going to need like to buy 5 jars of peanut butter, all different kinds of peanut butters, whatever, the healthy ones, the bad ones, whatever. And I want to keep them in my house unopened because I want to have that discipline that yes, they are there. And yes, I am able to keep them in my house and not be tempted by them. So I'm working on that. That's work in progress, definitely, for sure. But yeah, just a weird thing that I overeat is peanut butter. And it's so good. I don't know why. Number 4 is lean into structure. Lean into, set your meal times, set your curfews. Like for me, it's kind of a no-brainer because I only eat once a day. So I only have 1 meal a day. So, and I only open my window for eating for 1 hour a day. I do like to switch that window up, but I think maybe writing that down, writing that schedule down, like, okay, here is my, Monday through Sunday, here's my week. I always start my week on a Monday. What time am I going to open my window on that Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and so on? Because I know I am going to switch it up. So instead of kind of like going into it blindly thinking, okay, I have my 1 hour. When am I going to do it? Am I going to do it when I get home from work? Am I going to do it at 5 p.m.? Am I going to do it right before I go to bed? Am I going to do it right away in the morning? When am I going to do it? So having that lean into structure is definitely a key. Number 5 is create a list of alternative activities. And this is another thing. So when you feel like you are going to start to overeat or stress eat, or, you can feel it in your body, in your mind, you need something, you need to do something. A lot of us go to food. A lot of us go to the cupboard. A lot of us open up the refrigerator and we don't even think. It's like the food overtakes our brain and we're just darting to the fridge, grabbing the Oreos, grabbing something naughty. So I did write down a few on here. I put number 1, workout. When you feel that stress rise, which I have done before in the past, where I've had like a really stressful situation happen and a really stressful day. And I'm like, nope, I just need to get outside and I need to get that fresh air in my lungs and I need activity. And that feeling literally goes away. So working out really does work. I put reading, playing games, calling a friend. Sometimes that feeling that we get for stress eating will only last a half an hour. And then all of a sudden it's gone. Just like a craving, Sometimes you get a craving for, something. And if you wait it out, maybe drink some water, which is coming up, then, it will pass. I also have chewing gum, but make sure that it's sugar-free gum. Maybe like popping a little sugar-free breath mint. Sometimes brushing your teeth helps as well. And then I also have clean because there's always something in my house to clean. If I get that stress, I can easily just go to, okay, let me do something around the house. Which room am I going to tackle, And I think everyone kind of has maybe that one room in the house that, they can tackle and do something more with, even if it's just organizing something that already looks organized, but may need a little bit of help, like a corner of a room or something, go for it. Number 6, make your food nutritiously dense. Make it nutrients dense. So I have lean protein or fatty protein. It doesn't matter, I guess. It's just any kind of protein. I also have nuts, seeds, healthy fats. Make sure that your food is nutritious and delicious, because when our bodies get all of the nutrients that they need, the stress eating usually doesn't happen, or the binging usually doesn't happen. A lot of times too, your body can trigger you if you are lacking in a certain vitamin. Your body can trigger you to want to eat that particular vitamin, and then you choose the wrong food for it. So that's another one. Number 7, stay hydrated. I have my water right here, you guys. I have my huge ass motherfucking water bottle. That's like a gallon water bottle. I fill it every single morning, and then I pour from that water bottle into my smaller water bottles, and I drink them throughout the day. Sometimes I will make like a tea out of them. I'll pour them into a coffee mug and warm up the water and make some tea with it. Other times I will put an electrolyte in there and, you know, stir it around. But as long as I get all that water throughout the day, I am usually good, because you can start to question yourself too, like, am I dehydrated? Am I thirsty? Or am I hungry? Because sometimes when we're dehydrated, our body signals to the hydration era in the brain and is like, hey, we need a drink. But then your mind is so fucking warped that it's like, no, we need an Oreo cookie. No, make sure to drink your water. Number 8 is be active. Move your body more and you will be less stressed. So go for a walk outside. If it's wintertime, walk in place. Turn on YouTube and put a video on. Get some weights, lift the weights, go to the gym. Do anything you can possibly do to be active. Number 9 is buy smaller portions of food. And this may sound a little strange, but I wrote down, if it's not in the house, you won't eat it. Big meal, freeze the rest. If it's really tempting, like, okay, if you have something that like, let's say it's the peanut butter, okay? And I know this is gonna sound super warped. Or let's say you make a pie, right? Let's say you make a pie. And you have a fourth of the pie left, right? And you already had your piece of pie. And I'm just using this as an example. You already have your piece of pie and you're like, fuck, I want to eat that piece of pie. If you cannot wait until the next day to have your portion of pie that you included in your macros, or whatever the case may be, it may not be pie, it could be something else. If you are stressed and you want to overeat, take it. I know this is horrible to say, but it's an option. Put it in the trash. Put it in the trash and throw water over it, or throw something over it, or stick it down the garbage disposal. Get rid of it. But not only get rid of it to the point where you can't consume it. If you have a child, give it to your child. You know, there's many different things that you can possibly do. Try to get rid of it. The smaller portions, you know, this is another thing too, like everyone, you know, belongs to Costco or Sam's Club. And we are so used to, in America, buying the larger portions of food. So instead of getting, you know, maybe one little packet, and I keep on going back to Oreos. I don't know why. I don't really like Oreos, but whatever. Instead of buying like one little, you know, packet of Oreos where there's like 3 little Oreos or whatever in like the candy bar size or whatever, people are buying the big bags of, you know, Oreos or the family size double stuff or whatever. Don't have it in your house. If it's not in your house, you're not going to eat it. Another thing with the peanut butter, if it's not in my house, I'm not going to eat it. But like I said, willpower. Okay. And the last one is get cooking. Pre-cook your food. Meal prep your food. Get cooking. Start planning. Because when you meal prep your food, and I used to meal prep a long time ago, unfortunately, I have stopped meal prepping because it takes so much out of me. But what I can do, and I thought about this, I can meal prep my protein beforehand for the week. I have burgers in the freezer that I can cook the burgers and have, you know, one of the burgers or whatever. And I have chicken that I can pre-cook. I have tuna burgers that are, salmon burgers that I can, you know, cook up in the frying pan or whatever, and have those available throughout the week. So everything is pre-portioned, and everything is already cooked. So if you guys have any other tips, leave them in the comments down below. Again, this was kind of about binging, stress eating, overeating, all of the eating rolled into one. Yeah, leave your tips and tricks down below of what you guys do when you are stressed. If you are not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to this channel. I don't know what you guys are doing not being subscribed, but it really does help me out if you are. I post this video every single Saturday morning. So this is a series that I do. I'll give this video a big thumbs up, and I will see you guys all next week for week 11. Have a great week, guys. Bye-bye.